See, one thing I learned early, everybody ain't gonna respect you. Some gonna talk sideways, some gonna try to play with your name, some gonna throw dirt on you, hoping it stain. But here's the truth, when you answer every shot fired, you end up in a war you never needed to fight. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is nothing. When the disrespect comes, when somebody cross that line, when you feel that fire in your chest telling you to react, the real strength is in holding yourself down. Anybody can lash out, anybody can throw words back, anybody can get reckless in the heat of the moment. But it takes discipline, it takes vision, it takes character to keep your energy bottled up and not let it spill for somebody who don't even deserve it. That's self-control, and that's where the power really lives. See, the world always gonna test you. People gonna say things just to see how you move, just to see if they can get you off balance. And when you react quick, when you let them pull you into the dirt, you already gave them power. They're controlling you without lifting a finger. But when you hold it down, when you stand calm, when you let your silence do the talking, that's when you remind yourself you in charge. You running this show, not them. I learned that your emotions can be your biggest enemy if you don't master them. They can have you making moves that cost you money, cost you respect, cost you opportunity, all because you couldn't hold your tongue, all because you let anger make decisions for you. But self-control is like armor. It's keep you from bleeding out over small battles that ain't even worth the fight. Real strength don't always look like swinging back. Sometimes it look like walking away. Sometimes it look like smiling when you wanted to curse. Sometimes it look like focusing on your grind instead of wasting time on somebody who ain't got nothing to lose. That's what separates the ones who get distracted from the ones who keep stacking, keep building, keep winning. Understand this, when you control yourself, you control the room. You control how people see you. You control how situations play out. They can talk, they can throw shade, they can disrespect all day, but they can't break through that calm energy if you don't let it. And when people realize they can't shake you, they start respecting you different. They see you got something they don't discipline. Self-control is the difference between reacting and responding. Reacting is emotional, responding is strategic. A reaction might feel good in the moment, but a response is calculated. A response comes from patience, from thinking 3 steps ahead. That's the type of strength that keep you in position for the long game. I ain't saying it's easy holding back when your pride on the line, when somebody disrespects you. It feel like swallowing fire, but that fire can either burn you or fuel you. You gotta decide what you're gonna do with it. Use it to power your vision, your goals, your future, or waste it proving yourself to somebody who ain't even worth a mention. Every time you choose self-control, you grow stronger. You've proven to yourself that you don't move off impulses, you move off principles. And principles last forever. They keep you grounded when emotions get loud. That's how leaders move. That's how people with real influence carry themselves. They don't let temporary feelings sabotage permanent blessings. Think about it. How many situations in life would have been avoided if somebody had just took a breath, stepped back, and kept control? How many people locked up? How many opportunities lost? How many bridges burned because somebody reacted instead of thinking it through? That's why self-control ain't weakness. It's survival. It's wisdom. It's strength in its purest form. At the end of the day, you don't got to prove nothing to nobody. Your actions, your progress, your wins gonna always be the loudest response. You don't gotta match nobody's disrespect. You don't gotta match nobody's energy. Match your own vision. Stay in your lane. Protect your peace. Because the strongest person in the room ain't the one screaming the loudest. Ain't the one throwing punches. Ain't the one trying to prove something. The strongest one is the one who got every reason to snap, every reason to fight back, and still keeps it cool. That's power. That's control. And that's the kind of strength that lasts forever. Energy is one of the most valuable things you own, but most people don't realize it till it's drained. You can get money back, you can get opportunities back, you can even rebuild after a loss. But once your energy gone, it's gone. Every day you wake up, you got a limited amount to spend. The way you spend it determines what your life gonna look like. So you gotta start treating it like currency, like treasure. Stop giving it away to people and situations that ain't doing nothing but taking from you. Think about it. How many times you left the conversation feeling lighter, more inspired, ready to go get it? And how many times you left the room feeling drained, heavy, like your spirit just got robbed? That's the difference between where you invest your energy and where you waste it. Not everybody deserves access to you. Not everybody should get your time, your attention, your focus. Some people come into your life just to drain your battery. Some situations pop up just to steal your focus. If you don't protect your energy, you'll look up one day and realize you've been fueling everybody else's ride while your own tank on empty. Energy is the foundation of everything. Your grind, your vision, your relationships, your success, it all run off energy. You can't chase goals if you're tired from chasing people. You can't build an empire if you're burning yourself out on nonsense. You can't expect to level up when you're giving all your power to negativity. Protecting your energy is protecting your future. One of the biggest lessons you gotta learn is this: not every fight is yours. Not every call need an answer. Not every vibe deserve your attention. People gonna try to bait you, they gonna try to test you, they gonna try to pull you into drama that don't benefit you in no way. And the truth is, if you give them your energy, you already lost. You gave away the one thing that mattered the most, your focus. Your energy should be spent on building, on creating, on chasing what you know is yours. Every hour you waste on negativity is an hour you could have spent getting closer to your vision. Every argument, every distraction, every back and forth is a tax on your soul. And too many people broke spiritually because they paying that tax daily. But the ones who protect their energy, who move with intention, who only invest in things that bring value, those are the ones who rise. Understand this. You can't expect to grow if you constantly watering weeds. Energy is like water. You make whatever you pour it into grow. You pour it into drama, drama gonna grow. You pour it into hate, hate gonna grow. But you pour it into your grind, your peace, your purpose. Watch how your life bloom. Don't let temporary people have permanent access to your energy. Not everybody who smile at you got good intentions. Not everybody who clap for you want to see you win. Some just want to stand close enough to dim your light. And if you ain't careful, you'll spend your days feeding people who never pour nothing back. Protect yourself. Protect your vibe. Protect your space. That's not selfish, that's survival. See, when your energy's strong, you move different. You think clearer, you attract better, you create more. You got a glow that money can't buy. That's why the world gonna try to dim it, because energy can't be fake. You either got it or you don't. And if you got it, people gonna chase it. You just gotta be smart enough to decide who really deserves a piece of it. At the end of the day, your energy is your power. Don't let nobody steal it. Don't let nobody drain it. Don't let nobody play with it. Use it to build. Use it to rise. Use it to create something that outlasts you. Because when you go on, people might forget your words, they might forget your moves, but they're going to always remember how your energy made them feel. So guard it, value it, spend it wisely, because once it's gone, it ain't coming back. And the ones who master that truth, the ones who treat their energy like the priceless resource it is, those are the ones who leave a legacy nobody can take away. Life got a way of balancing the scale. What you put out there, it always come back, whether you're ready for it or not. You can fake for a while, you can act like you're getting away with things, but energy don't lie. Intentions don't disappear. Actions got consequences, even when it look like they sliding through untouched. That's why you never gotta force revenge, never gotta chase payback. The universe got a system already designed for that. Karma gonna spin the block every time. Think about it. Everybody you ever seen doing people dirty, lying, stealing, disrespecting, moving foul, what happened? Maybe not right away, maybe not when you wanted it, but eventually it all caught up. That's because life don't forget the same way you don't forget blessings. Life don't forget pain you caused either. Every seed planted gonna grow, and you can't plant poison and expect flowers. That's why it's so important to keep your hands clean. Not because people watching, but because the universe is, you don't gotta clap back at everybody who cross you. You don't gotta fight every battle. You don't gotta prove yourself in every moment. You just gotta trust that karma already got a job to do. Let people expose themselves. Let them show who they really are. Time always reveals what's real. See, the problem is we want instant justice. Somebody disrespect you. Somebody betray you. You want it handled right there. But life don't work on your timing. It work on its own. Sometimes karma take years. Sometimes it take weeks. But when it arrived heavy. And when it come, it hit in a way no man could have delivered. That's why patience is key. That's why silence is strength. You ever notice how when you try to take revenge, it never feel complete? It never feel that void. That's because revenge don't heal you. It just keep the cycle going. But when you let go, when you step back and keep moving, life handle it in a way that don't involve you risking your peace, your future, your freedom. Karma don't miss targets. You just got to give it space to work. On the flip side, understand, karma ain't only about payback. It's about blessings too. When you move with love, when you show respect, when you give out positive energy, that come back too. The same way pain returns, blessings return. You can't put good out into the world and not receive it eventually. It might not always come from the same place you gave it, but it's gonna circle back. That's why staying solid pays off, even when it look like nobody noticing. So don't ever think your good deeds are wasted. Don't ever think being loyal, being real, being respectful don't matter just cause it don't get returned right away. The world is keeping receipts. So everything you gave gonna find its way back. And everything done to you gonna find its way back to them. You ain't gotta stress. You ain't gotta chase. You ain't gotta beg. Just stay consistent. Stay true to yourself and let the system play out. Life is a circle. Every move you make is like a boomerang. Sooner or later, it's coming right back around. That's why you gotta be careful what you put out. Words, actions, thoughts, they all got weight. Speak negative, move negative. You're inviting it right back to your doorstep. But if you speak life, if you build, if you show love, that energy gonna find its way back to you in ways you can't even imagine. The cold part is most people don't even realize when karma hitting them. They just call it bad luck or say life unfair. But truth is, life is just balancing the books. You can't write checks with your actions that your spirit can't cash. At the end of the day, your best weapon is patience. Your best defense is knowing you don't gotta match nobody's energy. You don't gotta lower yourself to their level. Let them dig their own hole. Let them build their own trap. Sooner or later, they're gonna fall in it. That's the law of life. So remember, every move you make is a seed. Every word you speak is a seed. Plant wisely. Don't worry about how long it takes. Don't worry about what people get away with. Just know this, karma always spins back, always. And when it does, it never misses. There's a certain power that comes with silence. When you learn how to hold your tongue, when you learn how not to react to every word, every insult, every challenge, you start to realize silence can speak louder than anything you could ever say. People confuse silence with weakness, but the truth is, silence is control. It's knowing you don't need validation. You don't need to defend yourself. You don't need to meet every shot with the response. Sometimes your calm presence is the loudest statement you could ever make. See, when you're silent, people force to deal with their own noise. They expected you to argue. They expected you to fold. They expected you to give them energy. And when you don't, when you sit still, when you hold your composure, you throw them off balance. They start questioning themselves. They start seeing the difference between your discipline and their chaos. And that difference earns respect. Everybody loud can't be heard. The loudest voice in the room usually got the least weight behind it. The ones with real power, real wisdom, real strength, they don't waste time proving it with words. They let their presence, their moves, their work do the talking. Silence builds an aura. It makes people pay attention because they can't read you, they can't predict you, they can't figure you out. And that mystery commands respect. Too often people want to clap back right away. They want to argue, they want to explain, they want to prove their point. But sometimes the most powerful move is not giving them nothing. Not your words, not your time, not your energy. Because the truth is, when you argue with somebody beneath you, you step down to their level. You bring yourself out of position just to prove something to somebody who don't even matter in the long run. That ain't strength, that's distraction. Real ones understand patience. They know time won't reveal the truth better than their voice ever could. You don't got to call out every lie. You don't got to react to every disrespect. You don't got to fight every battle. All you got to do is keep moving, keep building, keep stacking. Silence is like saying, I know who I am. I don't need to explain it. You'll see it in due time. That type of confidence earns respect without you having to ask for it. And silence don't mean you don't feel the pain, don't mean you don't notice the shade, don't mean you blind to the disrespect. It just means you wise enough to know not every action deserves your reaction. It means you see the bigger picture. You know what's worth your time and what ain't strength. That's maturity. That's how leaders move. Silence also gives you clarity. When you're always talking, always defending, always explaining, you miss the chance to listen. You miss the chance to watch. You miss the chance to study. But when you're silent, you start to see things you couldn't before. You catch people's real intentions. You notice the energy in the room. You learn without having to say a word. And that knowledge, that's respect in itself. Respect is not about being the loudest. It's about being undeniable. When you're silent and focused, your results get loud. Your wins get loud. Your consistency gets loud. That's the kind of noise nobody can ignore. People might talk down on you today, but when your silence produces results tomorrow, they'll have no choice but to respect you. Think about the people you admire. They ain't the ones always barking, always arguing, always proving themselves. They the ones who move in silence, keep their business tight, and let their grind shine. That silence builds respect because it shows discipline. It shows focus. It shows you ain't for play. At the end of the day, silence is strategy. It's knowing when to speak and when to let your actions speak for you. It's knowing when to fight and when to let life fight for you. It's knowing that respect is earned not by how much you say, but by how much you do. So when the noise get loud, when the disrespect get loud, when the world try to pull you into battles that don't belong to you, remember this: sometimes the loudest answer is no answer at all. Stay silent, stay focused, stay unshaken. That silence gonna echo louder than any argument ever could. And in the end, that silence gonna build the kind of respect words could never buy. Life ain't a sprint, it's a marathon. Too many people want everything fast, fast money, fast success, fast respect. But anything you get quick can leave just as quick. What really lasts, what really matters is built slow, step by step, with patience and consistency. The ones who win in the long run ain't the ones moving the fastest, they the ones who never stop moving. That's the difference. When you focused on the marathon, you stop comparing your pace to anybody else. You stop worrying about who passing you up today, who got more right now, who's shining loud in the moment. You understand your race is yours. Your lane is yours. Your timing is yours. Nobody can run it for you, and nobody can take it from you. That's freedom. That's clarity. That's how you stay grounded when the noise get heavy. The marathon mindset is about vision. It's about seeing beyond the moment. You might not have it all today. You might not even be close, but you know where you're going. And every move you make, every sacrifice, every step is all part of getting there. That long-term vision keep you from folding for temporary distractions. It remind you that everything ain't worth your energy, everything ain't worth your response, everything ain't worth losing your focus. See, when you chasing quick wins, you burn out. You run fast, but you run short. You get caught up in the hype. You get caught up in competition. And before you know it, you out of breath. But the marathon ain't about burning out. It's about pacing yourself. It's about understanding some days you're going to move slow, some days you're going to move fast, but as long as you keep moving, you're still in the race. People going to doubt you, people going to sleep on you, people going to laugh at you while you're grinding in silence. But what they don't realize is while they chasing shortcuts, you laying bricks. You building a foundation solid enough to hold everything you ever dreamed of. And when it's your time, you won't just have a moment, you have a legacy. That's what the marathon is about, longevity, not flashes. You gotta train your mind to think long term. Every choice you make is either fueling your marathon or slowing it down. The people you keep around, the habits you build, the time you waste, it all matter. If it ain't helping you move forward, it's holding you back. That's why focus is everything. You can't afford to keep stopping at every distraction, every temptation, every detour. You gotta keep your eyes on the finish line, even when it feels far away. And let's be real, the marathon ain't easy. It come with pain, it come with setbacks, it come with moments you feel like quitting. You're gonna lose people along the way, you're gonna fail sometimes, you're gonna question yourself, but that's part of the process. Every struggle is building endurance, every loss is building wisdom, every challenge is building strength. That's what keep you in the race when others drop out. The beauty of the marathon is that it don't matter how you start, it matter how you finish. You can trip in the beginning, you can move slow for a while, but as long as you stay in motion, you still got a shot at crossing that line. That's why patience is everything. Don't rush the process. Don't envy the next person's chapter. Just stay consistent, stay locked in, and trust that your time gonna come. And when it do, it's different, because you ain't just showing up overnight. You showing up with years of work, years of discipline, years of staying solid when nobody was watching. That type of success hit harder, lasts longer, and inspire more people. You don't just run for yourself, you run for everybody watching, everybody doubting, everybody needing proof that staying focused on the marathon really works. At the end of the day, the marathon about more than reaching the finish line. It's about who you become while running it. It's about the character you build, the patience you learn, the wisdom you gain. That's the real reward. The wins are just the bonus. So lock in, stop rushing, stop comparing, stop letting temporary things pull you off track. Put your head down, trust your steps, and run your marathon. Because the ones who stay focused on the long game, they're the ones who win forever.